right, ladies, welcome back to another episode on the Weight Loss for Women 40 Plus podcast with Josh. Today we're talking nutrition, but we're talking sugar. So, a really good question. One of our clients, she messaged in and she was asking, she's like, look, I've almost hit my calorie target for the day. I've almost hit the calorie target, but my sugars I've already hit. So, you know how if you've ever tracked food in like an app and MyFitnessPal, it says, you have to have X amount of sugars, X amount of carbs, X amount of protein, X amount of calories. And she had said I need to find extra calories without going over on my sugar. Now, if you know anything about nutrition, sugar is a carbohydrate. And carbohydrates are the majority of the foods that we eat. Like there's carbohydrates in vegetables, in fruit, in breads, and even a little bit in pretty much everything. It's really hard to eat food that doesn't have carbohydrates in it. Like even if you're having like some sort of meat, there's gonna be a little bit of carbohydrates in the content there. So this lady was kind of stressing out. She's like, look, I need to hit my calories each day, as she knows from being in the program. If she hits her protein target, hits her calorie target, she's gonna be in a calorie deficit. She's gonna be feeding her body enough to stimulate her metabolism, and she's gonna be doing all the right things. But she was freaking out. She's fairly new. She's like, all right, gotta hit the sugar. I can't hit any more sugar for the day. And I replied back, I was like, look, it doesn't matter if you go over your carbs, your fats, your proteins, as long as your calories are pretty close to the target. So let's say someone's given you 1400 calories and you've got to eat 150 calories, but you've done all your carbs for the day and your protein's a little bit low. It's hard to find a protein only option. Like unless you have protein powder in water, it's going to be very, very, very difficult. Now, that's definitely an option that you can do. But the most important thing here is when you have a good fundamental understanding of nutrition, it doesn't matter if you go over on your sugars. It doesn't matter if you go over on your fiber. It doesn't matter if you go over on these little things. The two main requirements are that you hit your protein target or you go over it, don't go under your protein, and you hit your calorie target or you go over it a little bit. So if you're eating 1400 calories, you're allowed to eat 1440, 1460, sometimes even 1500. But what we don't want to see happen is ladies who have a history of undereating going under by like 1200 calories or 1300 calories. So the closer you get to the number, the better, but it doesn't have to be bang on the bloody number. Don't be stressing out. Now, if you're, let's say you've got to have 50 grams of sugar in a day, and you've had 49, well, that's no better or worse than 55. As long as, by the end of the day, you have eaten enough calories and protein, all the other macronutrients and the micronutrients don't really matter that much for fat loss. I'm not talking about peak performance or being on a bodybuilding stage. I'm not talking about running fucking marathons. I'm talking about fat loss, losing body fat, seeing the number on the scale go down. So don't be stressing. Stop stressing out about like the micro fucking numbers. If your numbers go over a little bit, that's fine. I'd rather our clients go a little bit over than a little bit under because we've set the calories based on their activity levels. Now, sometimes, don't you do more walking some days than not? Do some days maybe you work out a little bit harder in your workout than other days? Absolutely yes. So it's even though your calories are consistently set every day, the level of activity that you do per day is wildly going to vary. Like even how far you park your car away from work. Is it the exact same amount of steps every single day? Is it the exact same car park? Probably yes, probably not. It can be different depending on the person. What about the level of activity that you do at work? Are you speaking more some days than not? All these things burn calories. So if you have a very, very, very sedentary day, that's going to be very different to a very active day. And I don't mean going for walks or workouts. I just mean what you actually did in the day itself. So it's not just one blanket answer for everybody. This is a very important fact to get right now. So I don't care if that client had a little bit too much sugar. She hit a sugar target for the day. I was like, go over it. Who cares? Hit the calorie, hit the protein target. She's like, oh, easy. There's way more foods I can do that. Because otherwise, if you're doing this by yourself and you don't know this stuff, or you don't have a coach to help you out when you're stuck, what do? Now you go and do dumb things like, oh, maybe I need to have a protein shake with water because that's the only thing I can think of that has protein, and and it has to be a lean protein as well. It couldn't be like a bulking protein that has lots of carbs in it and sugars in it. Or you'd have to go like down the route of artificial sweeteners, things that have kind of zero sugars, but they've got like aspartame in there, which is not a bad thing at all. But there's more choices for the lady that goes, oh, I'm allowed to go over as long as I hit the other targets. And this is why coaching is so important, because most people, think of yourself right now. If you're in that situation, what would have you done? You would have gone, oh, if I can't go over the sugars because that's bad, I'm trying to lose weight. But it doesn't fucking matter. Some days you can have high sugar, some days you can have it on target, some days you can have low sugar. At the end of the week, it's going to balance out, more than likely, if you're not eating like an arsehole. If you're straight up just eating fucking Mars bars 10 times a day, well then yeah, you obviously know you're doing the right thing. But this lady was actively trying to make the right choice. So this is why when you have coaching, a coach can teach you. So now she knows for the rest of her life how to handle that circumstance, along with hundreds and hundreds of other circumstances, because she's had the one-on-one coaching. She's asked the questions, she's got the feedback, she knows why she's eating certain things, why she's having certain quantities. It's not guesswork. And I will speak to thousands of ladies per year that are straight up just guessing. Like, these are ladies before they become clients. They're just like, look, I don't know. Like, I did a 6-week challenge at the gym and they gave me a meal plan. Or you downloaded some random diet off the internet. Or you bought some book and from the bookstore. Read some article, some Instagram fucking clip, YouTube video, TikTok. You're going through all these things, but none of them are tailored for you. Like, literally, none of these things are tailored for you. There's 0% of your input on the information that you're reading and the information that you're getting. And you're making decisions for your life, your body, your health, based on something that has nada information on you. Like, it seems absolutely insane. Like, it'd be the equivalent of me, like, I need to go get Invisalign, but I'm going to use someone else's teeth. Like, oh yeah, well, Invisalign worked for this person. Why don't we just put it on your teeth? There's no fucking way it would work. Like, the molds have to be perfect to your teeth to actually get the nice straight teeth at the end of the 6 to the 12, 18 months. Like, I've had it. Like, they are perfectly fitted to you. But so are weight loss plans. Successful ones. Ones that are generic, group, not tailored for you at all, are not going to be successful. They're going to work 1% of the time for people. 99% of people, it's just not going to work. And you're probably experiencing that right now. You're probably like, oh shit. Now I think about it, none of my workouts are tailored to me. None of my nutrition is. None of my targets, or my calories, or my protein. Nothing's taken into consideration what I do for work, am I perimenopausal, menopausal, or postmenopausal, my level of activity, the amount of calories that I burn, the amount of steps that I do, the amount of workouts that I do. You probably just got this weird ass generic game plan that you've put together, or some group has put together, or some app has put together, and now you're doing it. No wonder it doesn't work. So, if you like to see results, go get some coaching, go get one-on-one help. Now, don't get a personal trainer at a gym. The function of a personal trainer is literally in the name. Personal trainer. Their job is to make sure your training session is really good. They're very good at technique, counting reps, doing the workout, pushing you harder. Mind you, do you need to pay $100 a session for someone to burn some calories? Like, do you really need to pay $100 to burn 200 calories? Probably not. You could go burn 200 calories by going for a long walk, and it's free. Anyway, I'd rather see people spend money on the coaching side of things. Have someone there to keep you accountable. Calculate what exercise you need to be doing, the food, how many calories you should be eating, the protein, making sure that you understand how to lose weight, how to tone up, how to maintain it. That's more valuable than someone babysitting you at the gym, counting your reps. I'm fairly certain you can count your own reps. You will be okay. So, because look, you probably can't afford to have, or most people can't afford to have a personal trainer multiple times a week, plus a gym membership, plus a coach. Like you're gonna be looking in hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars per week by having all of those facilities. So maybe focus on the one where you're gonna get the best bang for your buck. And I can tell you now, 100% of the clients we've talked to, they want accountability. Not someone to count their reps at the gym once a week. They want accountability for the whole week. So coaching might be the best option. So going over your targets is totally fine as long as you stay within your calorie and your protein targets. Everything else is what we call on a sliding scale. Up one day, down the other day, evens out by the end of the week. Nice and simple. All right, ladies, I'll see you in the next one.